You need to turn the
You can't be heard.
Oh, that might have been from doing the YouTube music.
It's the music? Alright, I'll fix that quick. Alright, that should be good. It's nice and quiet now.
Tony, we can't hear you.
Oh,
Or your mic up. Yeah.
Oh, okay, here, I'll get a little closer. Alright, so that was the, one of the bigger RNG segments here, and ideally I want to get about 50 gems. And since I didn't get that, I'm actually just going to go and grind some after I do a little more advancement in the story here. Oops. So basically, all I did there was fight off some of Risky's minions, and now my uncle has something cool to show everyone. So that egg I grabbed before was for Sky, and now there's a cool genie lamp there. And basically, the uncle was like, yo, this is cool, but I don't want to show you guys what happens when I open it. So, yeah. Now I gotta fight Risky to try to get it back. Alright, so this first fight here is pretty easy. The patterns are pretty set. Basically I need to smack that barrel whenever he exposes it to me. Otherwise I just kind of burn some time and wait for these cannonballs to do their thing. And you may notice me backdashing a lot, and you actually move faster by backdashing instead of just walking in a certain direction. And this should be the last hit right here on this boss. Alright, so I'm just mashing through a bunch of text that doesn't really matter, because who reads text when they're going fast? And now I continue. So the first thing I'm going to do when I get into town here is save, because for some reason the game doesn't let you go on any farther unless you save. So I'll hop on in here and talk to the old man that looks like Tingle. And now this is where that gem grinding's coming in. Since I didn't get 50 gems right off the bat, I need to go over here and kill a couple snake ladies to get myself to 50 gems here. Ideally I want to get like a 5 gem, but that's probably not going to happen, knowing my luck. Nice, all of these potions. There we go, that's it. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is hop into this shop right here and buy myself an item. It's called the Pike Ball, and that allows me to get through some segments a little faster due to double tapping the enemy and such. So now I'm just going to backdash for a while. And yeah, sadly the enemy spawns are random, so sometimes I'll run into a few, sometimes I won't run into any. And I'm going to talk to that squid guy to activate that warp point there. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do now in the Tangle Forest is go talk to my girl, Roddy Tops. Because she has a dog she wants to give me. So I'm going to skip a bunch of dialogue here as well. And just continue on and return that dog now to its owner, instead of eat it like Roddy Tops would recommend. Ari, sorry, I'm not gonna shill anything. I'm just here to run some games and hopefully raise some money for Doctors Without Borders, which you guys should all definitely be donating to. Alright, so right here is this cook chick here. Skip a lot of dialogue again. Return the dog. Fun little dog theme play. Now I'm gonna get a dish, which will actually go to the Squid Baron in just a sec. So I'm gonna kill the dog, get some money from him, and continue on with the run. Alright, so this right here is the first dungeon, the Dungeon of the Squid Baron. So I'm going to give him the tasty meal. It's going to have a bit of a bowel movement, and then I'm going to have to continue on with the rest of the dungeon. Alright, so I grabbed that health drop there because I was actually dangerously low on health. And let's get moving. Yeah, sadly there's not a lot to say about this game besides I'm just going as fast as possible. Alright, so I'm gathering this first key here to get me through a locked door that was on the first level of this dungeon here. And now... I'm gonna fight this big old statue dude. So I'm grabbing as much money as I can from those guys, because I'm gonna need about, I wanna say, 260 gems by the time I get back to the mainland to continue the run. Okay, that was pretty bad there. So I'm gonna do a little bit of backtracking and some more platforming in a sec. I hope you're all nice and comfy right now. I know I sure am. Just ready to curl up with a blanket and just go fast. Alright, so I got the second key here, and this will get me into a door that's locked a little farther down the way now. Alright, so that's the door I needed to unlock there. And this will actually start sending me towards getting the monkey form, which is the only form of Shantae you actually see in the speedrun. Alright, so since that took a bit, I might have actually missed a cycle. Oh, never mind, we're good. Alright, so this is where I get the monkey form. And basically this allows me to climb around and do monkey things. Alright, so now I'm going to do a little bit more backtracking to finish up the rest of the dungeon. And by that I need one more key to unlock the boss door. So yeah, this little shortcut here is something you only get in monkey form, which really nice considering the platforming in this game is probably the hardest platform you'll have in the run. And now I just have another mega cute design and some rocks room here. Alright, so this gives me the third and final key of the dungeon right here. So instead of climbing, I decided to do some wall jumping here. And here's the home stretch before the big bout with the Squid Baron. Alright, so this is some really bad RNG to start off the run here. Basically, anytime he eats from the tasty meal, he actually just does that bouncing back and forth. Ideally, you only really want to get that once, but twice is more often than not a possibility. Yes, I'm actually playing pretty safe right now because 2 more hits and I should be dead. Luckily I'm good here. Now I just wait a little bit, and there's the first seal. There are 3 seals that I need to get in this game, but due to an out of bounds glitch that happens towards the end of the run, I only need to get 2 actually, which is really nice. So Risky's gonna hop in, say hey, and run off again. So I'm actually 1 gem off of 160, which is a pain, so I'm gonna probably take a couple enemies out and see if I can get it. Oh, there we go, that's perfect. Alright, so what I'm doing is doing a little bit of backtracking because there's another squid warp zone right here that I can activate, and this will actually get me closer to where I need to be. And of course, messing up a little bit of menuing will make this take a little longer than needed. So coming up, I'm actually going to grab a safety strat due to mainly being tired and marathon safety here. There is a heart container right here, so I'm just going to open that up and grab it quick. And time to keep backdashing. So normally I'd want to swing by town and go in there and head towards Shantae's house again, but what I'm actually going to do is get 100 gems quick. And to do that I need to talk to Bolo, who's hanging out over here in this area. And not only am I going to talk to Bolo, but I am going to activate this squid warp zone again too, because that'll actually allow me to go faster in a bit. Alright, so here's a big time in the run where I'm going for some safety strats mixed in with some important purchases. And basically I bought the super pike ball, which allows me to do more damage due to the fact that there's 2 pike balls that come out. And on top of that, just grabbed some potions and health potions as well to allow for a more risky last boss fight. So yeah, I'm doing a little bit of backtracking here because I need to talk to the mayor, and the mayor is actually at the end of Pollitt Bay, which is probably gonna have some interesting platforming moments at this moment. So I need to do a lot of very tight platforming between these totem poles here. And of course, if you're bad and tired, you're gonna do that a few times. So my guess before I started the run was gonna be about 3 falls, so I'll let you guys kind of do some guessing as well and see what you come up with. Oh hey, I'll take 1 fall in Pollitt Bay. Oh nice. Alright, so what I'm doing is getting the deed for the town. For reasons unknown at this point, I can't say I've followed the lore as closely as I should. But what I'm going to be doing is trading that to the ammo baron in a bit. And now that warp point I activated before is actually being teleported to right now. Oh, nice. And of course, if you backdash a little too early without turning around, you end up going back a screen, which is always fun. Alright, so I'm actually getting dangerously close to dying again, so if I take an extra hit here that I shouldn't, I'm gonna actually use a potion a little earlier than I'd like to. Alright, so here is the ammo baron's base, and of course I'm just gonna backdash right out again. Alright, so I just traded the deed for a passport, and that allows me to go into the battle tower, which will be pretty much the last big storyline thing in the run before I hit the final boss. So in preparation, I am really low on health, so I'm going to do safety consumption here, and continue on. So yeah, if you fall off anywhere in one of these segments, you'll actually go right back to where you started. So if you're trying to go fast, falling into pits is a bad idea. Alright boys, we in there. Off to Seal 2. Alright, so the reason I wanted an extra 20 gems on top of the 240 I spent in the shop was to get into this building here. And now I just kind of steamroll it and go through quick. And the way that I'm breaking these pots and barrels so quickly is mainly due to the fact that I'm just pulling out these pike balls and recalling them quickly. So I was gonna grab that, but just decided to keep moving, because why not? Yeah, so Battle Tower casually is a little scary, but just once you know the basic enemies you see and how many hits it takes to take them, it's kind of a cakewalk. Alright, so now we are on the last couple floors now. And then as soon as I'm done with getting the second seal here, you will actually see probably the biggest speed tech in this game. was the Battle Tower, which will lead into Seal 2, which is in the next room here. Alright guys, so now we are on to the big out-of-bounds skip. So Risky's gonna stop in and say hey again and run away, as per usual. And I just need to make my way back to the forest. Alright, so if you guys thought the RNG at the beginning was bad, you guys are gonna see some RNG that'll make that look like nothing. Alright, so now I'm back towards the beginning where there was a cave I didn't really decide to check out. And the reason for that is because I needed a key that I got from the Battle Tower to continue through there. So I'm going to grab a potion quick while I can. I'm going to take out a couple of these slimes because what I'm actually going to do has audio cues in it to listen for. So basically, whip your hair into a backdash while in this animation, you'll shoot all the way over here, like way out of bounds. So basically I need to wait to hear myself land 3 times after the initial, so that's the first one. Second one. The third one's coming up right here. Now I move left, and that'll actually bring me to the last room in the game. So now I'm gonna grab a potion here just to kind of cap off what I have. And just kind of make my way through here. And yes, this isn't a glitch. The room is completely dark on purpose. Way Forward tends to lean towards the sadism side of things with level design, but it's definitely doable if you feel your way through it. So yeah, here's the second to last boss fight. And to get here, normally you would need the 3 seals and I want to say 3 other genie forms. But due to the out of bounds, we skip a lot of that extra stuff. So now this fight is very similar to the first fight, except for it is laden with disgusting RNG. Basically, this fight will shoot anchors at you anytime it feels like it, and it'll just suck up time, and there's nothing you can do about it. So ideally you only want a couple anchor shots, like 1 or 2 is awesome. Since I already hit that, we're looking at some pretty tough luck to deal with, especially when going fast. So yeah, I'll just gotta do this. There we go. And I also have to do that 4 times now instead of 3, so the ship got a bit of a buff and likes to be super random. So you got an anchor right off the bat here. And he's gonna chase me down, which will result in probably another anchor or two. So just to kind of prime and talk about the next boss fight that'll be happening, there is a quick kill that is really hard and inconsistent, so I'm not going to be going for it. Basically, just to explain how to get the quick kill, you want to hit the boss, get hit by the boss, and have those both happen on the same frame after your invincibility frames run out. So it's a very tight and disgusting trick that for some reason, like the only runner I've seen get it fairly consistently is Double Joe. So speaking of which, if you want to actually see that happen, Double Joe is a good guy to watch for that. And also, reminder, everyone should be donating to Doctors Without Borders, because it is a great cause, and it'd be nice to generate some funds for a wonderful cause. Alright, and that should be the last hit on that boss there. Oh, I have another item in the inventory. I think that's probably my last drop for Shantae, actually. So yeah, here's the last boss fight, and I will be fighting Mega Shantae. Basically that, the reason my uncle didn't open the bottle last time is due to the fact that it steals Shantae's genie powers. So she's just a regular human now. And she has to battle her genie as a human and win. Oh yeah, time will be coming up fairly soon. I'll make sure to give you more of a heads up on that in a bit. Since I'm running out of magic, I'm gonna actually drink a magic potion and continue on with the beatdown. So yeah, basically you guys are seeing a bunch of forms that Shantae has not had to have over the course of the run, but the game thinks she has them anyway, because it's just not being played as developers intended, of course. Alright, so this means that I've done a decent amount of damage, and she's going to speed up and do more patterns. And she also loops through faster, which doesn't allow for as many hits as one would like. So yeah, time should be coming up pretty shortly now. Oh nice, let's get some magic in my life again.